Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another weekly news broadcast, MoCo Resistance. My name is Harold Maldonado. Welcome you to this week's broadcast. To new listeners and followers, we welcome you to the channel. And to those that follow us on a weekly basis, welcome back. We have entitled episode 38, County Government Undermining Residents. And today is March 21st, year of our Lord 2025. And the title is a little bit misleading because it says county government undermining residents, and the county government has been doing so for many years. So a title that best describes what the county government is doing right now, from the executive to the council members. So let's get started. Before we start, we'd like to ask you to please subscribe to our channels in Rumble, YouTube, Telegram, and TikTok, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We'd like to start a conversation. We'd like to hear from you. We'd like to hear from you who live in Wheaton, you who live in Damascus, from residents who live all the way in the east, in the west, Bullsville, Silver Spring, Bethesda. We want to hear from all of you and see what issues you're dealing with in your neck of the woods. So today we're going to touch on three items. The first one is higher taxes en route. The executive and the council continue to squeeze the middle class, squeeze all the residents, and they say they are for the working class, but surely they're not, because they're raising the taxes on everything. Second point we'll touch on is council defying federal directives. County Council Don Lipke was interviewed by the Montgomery Taxpayers League this week, and the information coming out of her is really concerning. And then lastly, we'll touch on affordable housing debacle. So the council continues to push the false narrative that we have a housing crisis in the county, which we do not. But they want us to believe that there's a crisis, and they're doing something about it. We have thousands of people leaving the county every year. They have been doing so since at least 2018, and the number is increasing. So I don't know who are they building the houses for. I have no idea, and I don't see any flooding of new residents into the county aside from the illegals that they protect. So we'll touch on that, and of course we'll have our bonus round, which is something everybody's looking at right now in the county and the state. So again, this channel, the purpose of this channel is to provide the most truthful information as best as we can. Of course, we're going to make mistakes, but we are going to acknowledge those mistakes. And thus far, we have not had a lot of mistakes. We had a few, but we're going to tell the truth. It doesn't matter who's to blame. If it's a Democrat politician, a Republican politician, an independent politician, or the Bernie Sanders of the world. So we like to welcome everybody from the county and beyond. We need this information to reach all corners of the county and beyond, because the issues that we're dealing with do not happen in isolation in Montgomery County. It's the issues that we deal with is a reflection of what's happening at the federal level and what's going on in the country. But Montgomery County and its neighboring counties and Maryland writ large are suffering from an occupation, far left, woke, progressive occupation that is fighting tooth and nail to remain in power, using its mainstream media proxies, its legal proxies, and in the legal system, etc., etc. So we're here to provide you with information. We'll welcome everybody: Democrat, Independent, Green, Blue, Red parties, and everybody in between. So, all right, let's get started. So, as reported by whistleblowers, at the end of February, beginning of March, the office of the executive, Mark Elrich, had been planning to announce higher taxes. And hold and behold, we have new taxes. So this is fresh off the press from a Montgomery perspective. Elrich gigantic fee hike. So this is dated on March 17th, a few days ago, and it says, buried in County Executive Mark Elrich recommended FY26 operating budget is a $50 million fee hike. The increase, which would amount to 31% rise for households and a doubling for multifamily and commercial properties next year, would raise almost as much money as his property tax hike. We'll get to that after this one. And this could be the beginning. So, the fee in question is the System Benefit Charge, which funds the county's solid waste and recycling program. Among them is the Resource Recovery Facility, the county's incinerator based in Dickerson. The county owns this facility and contracts out its operations. During the campaign in 2018, then County Executive Mark Elrich vowed to close the incinerator, but soon recanted after his election. Last year, the county extended the facility's operations contract while announcing its intention to move towards an alternative, an approach that did not satisfy critics who wanted the county to move faster on closing it. Elrich's budget contains more details on the county plans as they are expensive. So here we have Elrich continuing to do what Mark Elrich has done for many years: is lied to the public, lied to the residents, and promise things about not raising taxes by doing so. And so we have a tweet here from Waterley MoCo that says, prepare your trash bills to go way up. Between 31 and 105% increase in trash fees just for the design phase of the new trash facility. So, again, this is what the county executive has done for many years, and that's why you out there, residents of Montgomery County, voted on a yes on the two-term initiative pushed by the GOP and headed by the new GOP chairman, Riordan Sullivan. So let's continue. We have a tweet from MoCo Resistance. We started the MoCo Files. So if you don't know what MoCo Files is a tweet X hashtag that we're going to use to provide you information from whistleblowers from the county, from the county offices. In this instance, we have the first one. So more taxes to be announced this month. So this is, again, from beginning of March. This is March 4th, and the whistleblowers from the county's offices are coming off the woodwork to share information about the corruption and criminal activity inside our county government. So, what did the whistleblowers say? County Executive's office plans to announce a tax hike this month due to the county losing federal funding. Several staff from Elrich's office confirmed this information. The county council and county executives are doubling down on not adhering to the federal government's mandate to stop DEI programs and to cooperate with ICE, has resulted in the halt of federal funds for the county. So the county is defying the federal directives from the new Trump administration, and they are going to lose money, and they're preparing for the loss of this funding, and so they're going to push the bill to us. So they're going to push residents to fork out more money, more dollars every month. Again, this is just another example of Montgomery County residents that all the county officials, rather squeeze all of us financially than comply with federal mandates. So I thought Democrats were for supporting the rule of law and democracy. I guess not. So this again shows the hypocrisy of the Democrats running the county. And I mean, we gave them a benefit of a doubt ever since starting this channel in 2023. And no, they haven't done their job. They're continuing to squeeze us financially. They're continuing to increase property taxes. and it's unbelievable. And a few days after this tweet, we have a tweet from Bethesda Magazine dated March 14th, where it says Elrich proposes a 3.5 property tax increase to fund MCPS budget. Wow. So there you are. More taxes coming up for you and your family. I mean, all families in the county and in the country have been squeezed by the Biden administration. And yes, things are going to change. But here in the county in Maryland, the governor and the county council here in MoCo are squeezing us further. Incredible. Incredible. All right, so we have some reaction from local residents. We have a tweet from Victoria Lopez. She says the taxes are outrageous, and now here in MoCo, our county executive is talking about a 3% tax increase when we just had a property tax increase. So we've become the cash cow of the Democrat Party in Montgomery County. We've become the financiers of all of their DEI, all their woke progressive agenda, and it's crazy, right? We have a tweet from Clean Slate MoCo that reads a 23% increase in 2 years to fully fund a school system that has not improved test scores or safety. That's a fact. Continuing. And add on the massive rate increases on electric, gas, water, and soon to be trash, plus the nationwide high cost of living, and you have a county that is taking more and delivering consistently. I agree with that assessment 100%. And if you're a law-abiding resident in the county, you are aware of these taxes going up. Your electric bills are going up, your gas bills are going up, and of course, your water bills are going up. So we have a county council that does not work for the people, that doesn't have any plans or any agenda to address these issues. And we have, okay, I would understand if they raise taxes and to hire more policemen. Yes, that would make sense, or to hire more teachers, or to start renovating the Damascus High School that has been waiting for a long time, or renovating for that matter, the Darwood High School, Rockville slash Magruder High School. So we have a county that is drunk on power again, and it doesn't matter what political aisle you support. This is a fact that Democrats have been running the county for decades, and this is the results. And if you're a Democrat or independent who think that electing more moderate Democrats to the council or the executive is going to be the solution, you are completely wrong, because all of the Democrat Party politicians are the same. The party has been corrupted, has strayed away from any semblance of some logic that would adhere to anything positive, anything concrete. All they are is political activists. And here's a good analysis from Wasted Genius, talking about his or her analysis on what's going on in the county. The tweet reads, "Hi, welcome to Montgomery County. The funds are sent to nonprofits and contracted third parties who then take a percentage or portion of the funds and recycle them as donations for PACs to get the same people reelected." Are you hearing this, MoCo? The county is incredibly transient, so folks are here making so much money that they aren't bothered by a percentage or two increase before they move on. The large press has no interest or capacity to do a long-range study and investigate journalism. This small-scale press lacks the bandwidth or expertise to do it. Enjoy the suck. Move out when it's no longer convenient. Well, this is a harsh reality of the county. The county is run by Democrats, and they are funneling and laundering money through their fat budgets and siphoning them onto their criminal associates. who are in the local press corps. I mean, you gotta be, I don't know, somewhat disconnected from reality if you haven't noticed that all the media sources in the county support the Democrats blindly. And we have another tweet from Clean St. MoCo that reads, "Great campaign platform for the council-run executive. After 8 years as your county executive, so many people need more support." So he referring to a tweet from Elrich that reads, Many in our county need support, and my FY26 budget strengthens our safety net." No, it doesn't. It expands eviction prevention. No, it doesn't. Rapid rehousing. No, it doesn't. And homelessness support. I see that's a lie too, because there are a lot of homeless people, and it expands eviction prevention, rapid rehousing, and homelessness support while also investing in Montgomery Cares clinics, dental care, and senior nutrition program. So you've been in power for 8 years, Mark. You haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. You haven't raised the standard of living of residents in the county. Crime is up. Your report card is a complete failure. So you need to leave and not run for any office. I think you have amassed millions of dollars in your local and offshore accounts. So you need to leave. Leave and enjoy your retirement for all the money you have stolen. So this information should wake you up. Should definitely get your interest in local politics, because the only way we can get out of this hole is by reimagining your vote, rethinking about your vote. You cannot keep continuing to vote Democrat. You cannot. I mean, what else do you need to see? Do you need to see smart cities being put in place in our county, and you being forced to sell your house so you can move somewhere else, or to move to small quarters? I don't think so. All right, let's continue. We have council defying federal directives. So, as many of you know, the Trump administration with Doge and Elon Musk have been in house in terms of them identifying wasteful spending and fraud in many of our federal agencies. And of course, we have the Democrats here, the political activists who pose as politicians in the county, calling the Reich stuff, want to say billions, fire Musk. So I find this very ironic actually, because they've been very loud about the environment and climate change and their support for electric vehicles, and now all of a sudden you don't like the person who's making electric vehicles. How does that make any sense? And we have a tweet from Evan Glass from his personal account that reads, "We have a president who is illegally firing federal workers, withholding congressional approved spending, eliminating environmental protections, or rolling back civil rights. Hell yeah, I'm going to stand up and fight for our Montgomery County neighborhood." You're gaslighting, Evan Glass, and we're asking the millions of residents in the county are continue to ask, how come you haven't said anything about your friend who was arrested for pedophilia? So again, in this episode, we ask you: do you denounce pedophilia? Do you support pedophilia? I'm sure residents who are going to vote next year would like to know from a candidate who aspires to be the county executive. And this tweet is a response to Bethany Mandel's tweet that reads, "This is so typically MoCo. Instead of running to help local residents on local issues, Glass will blow smoke at Trump. What a waste of everybody's time." That is correct. That is correct, and I agree with that. So instead of chastising and berating Trump, why don't you do your job? Why don't you take care of you're saying you're rolling back civil rights. What civil rights are you talking about? I don't see anybody's rights being eliminated, or and eliminating environmental protections. What protections? Okay, so you you and your buddies, your commie buddies at the council, that you're against Elon Musk. I thought you guys were for everything electric. Aren't you going to push the Thrive 2050 decarbonization bill in Montgomery County to make sure all buildings are fossil fuel free by 2030? Incredible! What a moron! All right, let's continue. We have a tweet from Evan Glass, but this is from his county council account. Says Tesla shares fell more than 50% yesterday. They're down more than 53% since their high in December. A loss of 700 billion in market value. So he's applauding this. This should let you know. I mean, if you're a hard left Democrat or just a staunch Democrat, this should like open your eyes a little bit or question the narrative from your political party. You have a Democrat council member who's all about climate change and let's electrify everything. Everybody should buy a car, and the government should help people with low income buy an electric car if they can't afford it, and create subsidies and whatever because we need to save the planet because we need electricity, not fossil fuels. Okay, now you have the same guy saying Elon Musk, who builds electric vehicles, he's a bad guy. Now he's a bad guy and he needs to be destroyed. This should like wake you up. This should like at least make you question, why is this guy doing this? And of course, many of you will say, yeah, Musk and Doge are doing something that nobody elected them to, but he's running on an executive powers granted by President Trump. So again, he replies to his own tweet. It says many of Montgomery County's 70,000 federal employees are angry about Elon Musk's legitimate job cuts. I've asked the Board of Investment Trustees for information on the county's retirement system, blah, 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 blah. So, again, this is gaslighting. They do this all the time, the Democrats and the far left politicians, not only here, all over the world, is pretend to care, pretend to be, I don't know, upset about something the government is doing that is not on, doesn't follow their narrative. So, you're barking on the wrong tree. Nobody believes you, Glass. Nobody. You lost credibility a long time. All right, let's continue. We have a tweet from our account that reads, today is February 21st, 2025, and our county government is run by radical extreme left political activists who rather pontify us about a lie than do their job and address MoCo concerns. And this is frankly embarrassment. So we have a picture here of council members going into what I see is Costco, I believe. Yeah, it looks like Costco, and just hating on Trump and hating on Republicans and hating on Elon Musk. So, and also back to the tweet, MoCo residents are not falling for your BS virtue signaling Marxist propaganda. That is correct. What about the school shootings we have had at BCC this week? What about the crazy, insane Pepto Connect bills that we're getting? What about your continued support of illegals in the DEI in our schools on our dime? Residents are tired of you. So we have So this was Juando, Sales, and Andrew Feetson. Going out to the streets and protesting. Why don't you protest the lack of accountability your offices have? Residents have reached out to me, many of them. They have sent emails, they have called you, left voicemails, sent letters. Also, no responses. And I'm actually talking about people who are concerned about, for example, the air park pollution that the residents in Montgomery Village are experiencing. I'm talking about the parents of Damascus students who are demanding that their school be renovated. I don't know what was taking so long with a 3.3 billion budget. I think there's money for that. It's a tweet from me again. It says a message from for Montgomery for Maryland Democrats: comply or else. So here's Here's the message from Attorney General Bondi.
We are going to protect Americans. When they say they're tough and they have grit, really, they're protecting illegal aliens over American citizens. Not going to happen under Donald Trump's administration. We will find illegal aliens and we will deport them in Illinois, in New York, and in other states. And you better comply with federal law or you're going to be next. We've spoken loud and clear. We are sick and tired of Americans being murdered and these states protecting illegal aliens. Talk to the family of Lake and Riley and all of these other young women and men who have been murdered by illegal aliens and see what you think then when you want to protect them.
So yeah, the Democrats in control of the county government are doubling down. We've said this before. We also have Twitter X Spaces, so we'll let you know, and check out our account so you'll get a notice when we have an X Space. Democrats here in the council and executive and all branches of the county government are doubling down on their protection of illegals. They say they're not. We're not a sanctuary status county here in MoCo, but we are. The police chief has said it, has confirmed it, and we have one of the county councils, Don Litke, defying the federal directives on this. So I'll let you see the video next.
Just one question. We've heard from numerous sources in the federal government that DOJ is going to approach Maryland and, of course, Montgomery County on its various supervisory tasks. Are you and the council going to cooperate with DOJ if that comes to your office?
So, I don't know exactly what you're talking about because, to be fair, so our system of government as set up by the Constitution creates a federal government and a state government. And of course, the local government, we are a charter government. We were the first charter government in the state of Maryland, founded in 1948. And so the 10th Amendment creates that sort of dual thing. And, there's the anti-commandeering doctrine, which means that the federal government the federal government does not have the authority under the United States Constitution to come in and tell us we have to do a thing or we can't do a thing. That doesn't
So
exist.
you're saying you're going to refuse cooperation with DOJ or any federal directive, and I'm talking about not only financially, but also the directives that are coming from DOJ in terms of cooperating with ICE and et cetera. And one of the questions I asked in the chat, but it was not raised, was you are going to still continue to protect the sanctuary status of the county, and is that right?
So, ICE, as you know, is a federal agency. And as I just mentioned, the 10th Amendment and understanding that USIS is, again, a federal agency and all immigration law is a federal matter. So the county has not changed its position on how it handles these things. For years, we aren't a sanctuary county, if you will. So the issue, as I mentioned, with the anti-commandeering doctrine is that a local government or a state government cannot be forced to carry out federal functions in that way. Okay, so we have,
So basically what you're
and we
saying
will
is,
continue. If you would like me to provide an answer, please don't interrupt me, Mr.
Yeah.
Maldonado. So the process has been and will continue to be that we do notify ICE whenever there is someone who has committed a crime of violence, and they do come and pick them up. That has always been the way it's gone. That's going to continue to be the way it is. We do not shield those who've engaged in violent criminal conduct, period, full stop. And that has been the ICE priority for decades. Bear in mind, they have 12 agents who cover 2 states. They cover all of Maryland and they cover all of Delaware. And so they do have a collaborative relationship with local law enforcement in that they tell us when they're coming because sometimes they need support, as in our officers will go if they are going to apprehend someone who may be violent. Our officers will stand back to help provide security and safety and ensure that the community is safe. Those operations have continued, will continue, and there's been absolutely no change in course either now or previously. This is the standard operation.
So there you have it. You have Download Key using her knowledge in quotes, right? I'm raising my two hands with my two fingers in each hand with air quotes. She is using her expertise to say that in no way in the Constitution or in Amendment 10 there is any information about state or local jurisdictions following federal law. Well, that's I'm gonna be here when ICE and others come in and arrest some people, including officials. All right, let's continue. We have the last point of this episode, which is affordable housing debacle. So, as many of you have know, the affordable housing issue has been one of the key issues that the council and executive have been dealing with in the last at least 8 years. And they've put out different things out in order to address this. So, first of all, for those of you who are watching us for the first time, there's no housing crisis in Montgomery County. We have people leaving the county. We have people coming in, and the reason why the houses are in such a high price range is because there's been a market structure that is not feasible for prices to be stable, and so we don't have a crisis. Recently, the county has pushed this. You see it in front of your screen. More housing now, new options for workers. So they are talking about corridors. We're talking about corridors in the bottom and southeast of the county, Silver Spring, Wheaton, Long Park, and we have some up north, Germantown, a little bit. So these green corridors are to be the map for the smart cities. I mean, it's right there. That's why the government and the police department have joined forces to increase the use of cameras everywhere. That's why you have a lot of stores closing. That's why you have a lot of companies leaving. And that's why you have a lot of residents leaving, because they want to make it so bad in the county that even farmers are forced to sell their property because they want these smart cities. And what are smart cities? Smart cities are a concept initiated by the UN Agenda 2030, which is an agenda that removes private property, that removes fossil fuels from a designated area. So that designated area is considered a smart city because you can go anywhere and satisfy all your services, needs, etc. within a 15-minute walk anywhere in that district. So this is what's going on in the county, and this is what they're pushing. So, and I'll put out the link on smart cities under the video, so you're more aware of what the details are on that. And by the way, and the reason we know that they're pushing this is because there's a team of council members who are traveling or are already there in Taiwan, attending right now a conference on smart cities. So those are the receipts, and that's how we know that this concept of smart cities is coming to our county very soon. Okay, so we're going to start with one of our tweets, MoCo Spaces. We had our last one. It was a great conversation with one of the GOP bodies that is knees deep on the housing issues. We talked to Amy Weinkoff. So we had a great conversation where we I'll just read you the tweet. It says, great conversation today in confirmation that our Democrat officials are isolated and doing everything to push their radical left agenda. Some insights. Affordable housing move by county council to displace middle-class homeowners. That is correct. Westmore bill to mandate affordable housing in all Maryland counties. That is correct. And developers to get a 25 years of zero property taxes. So here we are. So this now initiative by the council is answering to Westmore's affordable housing mandate from the state of Maryland, of course. And one of the things that they're doing is incentivizing developers to come in and build those multiplex, multifamily properties. So you're gonna I'll let you go ahead and continue. So this is a tweet from Epic of MoCo. The More Housing Now plan proposes major zoning changes along key corridors. Remember, we saw the map, but where are the corridors? The map is unclear. We need transparency. What areas will be impacted? What about parking and infrastructure? Who benefits from these changes? So this has to do with the purple line as well. So the Smart Cities contemplates removing the use of fossil fuel vehicles, and everything will be electric, and everything will be controlled by artificial intelligence. So yeah, let's continue. So we have "You're Spitting in the Wind," a tweet from Epic of MoCo again. He's talking to Andrew Friedson, sponsor of the More Housing Now, supports 25 years tax abatement for developers to convert office to residential, supports developers paying impact taxes on the back end, residents of MoCo paying higher taxes and being displaced. So you are paying your taxes, but you are going to be displaced. And it's what's going to happen, and it's what is happening right now. And the Epic of MoCo is answering basically a tweet from Friedson, who sent a letter saying that he's opposed to any property tax increases. So this is what they do. This is a Marxist playbook. So within their own ranks, if they're in power, they have to create a sense of opposition within their ranks. So this is Andrew Friedson's job, is to portray, to lie to the public, to pretend to care, to pretend to be against an increase of taxes. So the public says, "Oh, Friedson is on our side. He is working for us." No, nobody's working for you. Whoever was opposed to this and that doesn't matter. They don't have any power, and they're doing this because they've been mandated to do this, to be the opposing voice of any initiative from the council or from the executive. So it's just gaslighting, in my opinion. So we have a tweet from MCCC. Thank you for your tweet, dated February 11th, that reads, "New More Housing Now developed corridor map not worth much, at least according to the disclaimer published with the map." So here's the nitty-gritty of the ZTAs, the new zoning areas. So if you own a house on University Boulevard, for example, a small house, and those houses are small, if you live in Wheaton, Silver Spring, those areas, those houses are going to be taken over, and they're going to build multifamily housing properties there. So this is a disclaimer that this map is intended to generally identify the parcels that are subject to ZEA 25-22 Workforce Housing Development Standards as introduced on February 4th, 2025. While this map strives to reflect the properties subject to the ZTA due to the unique circumstances of each property, a small number of parcels may be inadvertently included or excluded from this map. in addition to ZTA 25-02, has introduced an application for development would require planning board approval in compliance with existing zoning laws and other regulations, such as water, sewer, subdivision, forest conservation, and easement. Lastly, this disclaimer notes, zoning ordinance does not apply to the following municipalities: Brookville, Poolesville, Laytonsville, Rockville, Burnsville, Gatesburg, and Washington Grove. So this is what's coming to you, MoCo. This is what the county council is planning to do. They want to push you out of your homes if you live in the Workforce Development Standards ZTA 2025 area, and we put that in the map, and that's coming up soon. So that's why they're increasing property taxes. That's why they're increasing this. Whenever they do, you have to understand this. Whenever Democrats do something, it's not only for one purpose. They have different purposes and objectives when they do something. So in this case, the property tax, yes, it brings in more money because they need to pay out their criminal associates, and also they need to push out buyout or push out residents who can't afford to live in those houses anymore, and they will opt to move. All right, let's continue. And we have the launch of this initiative on January 28th. Councilmember Andrew Friedson, he says, I'm proud to introduce the More Housing Now bill, a comprehensive effort to expand workforce housing, convert vacant offices into homes, and double investments in home ownership. After months of collaboration and community input, this will keep Montgomery County competitive. Complete lie. So we have to go back to the pandemic on this, because why did they close a lot of businesses? Why did they close a lot of why did they close the economy? They closed the economy, they closed businesses because they wanted those office spaces to be vacant. And so they could push these plans to us and say, we are going to use this for housing. There's no population growth. County illegals are being deported. So where are the new residents coming? And we have a council member, again, that's a tweet that reads, I appreciate the East County Citizens Advisory Board for a thoughtful, engaging discussion last night on the More Housing Now package. The honest feedback and insights were incredibly valuable as we work to tackle our housing challenges. Thanks for this opportunity. So he was probably forced to do this, not his idea, of course. And this is incredible. This is what we have, and we need to vote these people out. We have elections next year, and I would highly recommend you to, if you haven't paid attention to any domestic local politics in some years, it's about time you do so. And for those that have been following the politics, and for those who are following the politics game in the county for 10 years or so, or for more, then you should wake up to reality. The Democrats, those guys are not here to work for any issues that are relevant to the residents at all. All right, let's continue. And we have a tweet from Montgomery Planning that reads, one of the ways Montgomery County can address its housing crisis is finding out why some housing projects are approved by the planning board sit unbuilt. Planning Director Jason Sartori recently briefed the planning board on what the development pipeline looks like.
This gives you a kind of a high-level summary based on how long some projects have been on and how many units have been on the pipeline for different lengths of time. You can see the largest share of unbuilt units today were ones that were approved 10 to 5 years ago, between 2016 and 2020. Nearly 13,000 unbuilt units in 68 projects all across the county here. But you can see how it's broken down by most recently approved to some that are quite old. You can also see kind of in the map based on the size of the dot, the circles, where we have units based on, again, the when they were approved. And you generally see that this is mostly in inner suburbs. inside the Beltway, the North Bethesda area, and then up 270.
There you have it. The county council and the executive are pushing hard on this smart cities initiative. They're working against the clock because their mandates from their globalist overlords is to have these smart cities up and running by at least 2030. So that's why you're seeing this push from the county, from the executive. So this is what we have in the county. All right, let's continue. We have a bonus round. No more. So Governor Moore has been in the hot seat for the last month or so because he's wasted a lot of money. He's created 5,000 federal jobs or state jobs, and not really done anything productive in his tenure. And I'm here to talk to the people who voted for Moore, who saw something unique and fell for his lies instead of voting for Mr. Dan Cox. Dan Cox was a very prudent, very real, very common sense economic plan. But you decided to vote for Moore, so here you are. Here are the results. We told you this was going to happen. The same way we told you that voting for Democrats for the county council, for the board of education, it's wrong. They're a failed political party, and their receipts are we see every day. And this is another receipt. Wes Moore is an incompetent political puppet of the left, and he has wasted billions of dollars of budget surplus that the last administration left. We need to get new blood in there, and we need to get conservatives in there, real conservatives. Let's continue to do our research. So here at MoCo Resistance, we like to provide you with the best source information. I think we do that in every episode, and today again we did it. We showed receipts. There's nothing we told you that is a lie, that is invented or misconstrued or anything. So that's what we do here in MoCo Resistance. With this, we're finished. We'd like to thank you for your audience, for taking the time to listen to us today. We kept this under 1 hour, so we're very proud, and we want to be, of course, respectful of your time. We'd like to ask you to share this information with friends and family on all your social circles. Share the videos, share the tweets, share the Telegram posts. And next we have we're going to interview the new chairman of the GOP in Montgomery County, Mr. Riordan Sully Sullivan. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy the warm weather, and join us. Join the resistance.
Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.